All right, next up we have Split Personality starring Joe Pesci. And we get a little cameo kind of role here from Burt Young, aka Paulie from the Rocky series. We even get a little Joe Pantaleone. God, I'm so bad with last names. I just need to stop trying. The guy who cashes him out in that episode, I could have sworn that was Jeremy Piven, and I looked it up and it wasn't. It looks like Jeremy Piven, like young Jeremy Piven. So Joe Pesci is a con artist. Obviously, we're talking spoilers here. And he is looking for like that one big score. And he gets this lock in on these twins that are billionaires. They have $2 billion. And his decision, like his plan in this is so ill-conceived and illogical to me. It's insane. I mean, it's fun for, entertainment purposes, but like really taking yourself out of it and putting it into like reality, it is such an insanely dumb plan. And coming from a guy who's pulling cons all the time and is supposed to be so smart and above it and is able to, get around all the like faking that he's two people and marrying these chicks separately so that he can have all of their money. I don't understand his plan at all. Like, let's say that's even possible. Let's say that you could become two different people and marry two different girls and play them and pretend that like you're flying in as the other one's flying out and this and that. Like, that would never hold up in a court of law. Like when they were trying to transfer, like if you're trying to transfer over $2 billion to people, that raises a lot of eyebrows. Like people are going to be paying attention to those, transactions and whatever. So they would need proof of everything. Like he would never get away with that in a million years. But let's just say that's even possible. I'm not sure what his plan is here because all he's doing is just hanging out with these chicks. Did he plan on eventually killing them? Like he never gives any sort of plan of what he's going to do. He's just kind of living in the lap of luxury because he's like, I want all of their money. That like, if he didn't outright say like, I will only owe 50% of it if I only marry one. So I need to marry both so I have all 100% of their money. Because $1 billion isn't enough. Like he needs $2 billion. But he never even suggests what a plan is. They never even allude to a plan beyond that. Like their demise or anything. He's just hanging out with them. Having sex with them. Laying by the pool. Telling the landscapers to shut up. Like, he could have done that as the solo guy. Like, they were super into him. I think eventually they would have killed him anyways. That's kind of the twist ending here, is that they couldn't handle having a dad that was only one dad. They needed two. Like, they're too greedy. They need one of each. And so, like, him getting them at all, he needed to do this. He didn't know he needed to do that because they never say that to him. They only say that to themselves off screen, like when he's not around. So he isn't even aware that they need a twin. Nothing. That's never even said to him. So this plan really makes zero sense. Now that all being said, I really enjoyed the shit out of this episode. Joe Pesci is fucking amazing as always. Although, that being said, when he tries to pretend to be the other brother, the California brother, and the way he talks and the way he looks and him singing the like, I'm too sexy for my hair. It's so bad. Like that's one of those things from your career that you just want to pluck out and be like, no, I don't want anyone to see that. It's bad, but it's in a comedic way. So I don't think it's meant to be taken seriously. I don't think that he's trying to like act here. Although I do feel like even though I love Joe Pesci is kind of a one-trick pony in his acting. Like he's just got that tough guy act, that small tough guy act, which he does in all of his movies, right? From Home Alone to My Cousin Vinny to the Goodfellas and Casino and all those. Like he's basically the same guy in every one of those movies. It's fine because I love him and I think he's great in those movies. It's just when he tries to get some kind of range to him. So I don't know if that's him actually trying to be a different character. Because it just seems like Joe Pesci, like, doing a really piss poor imitation of what he perceives a California guy to be, but almost in a joking way. Like, I think this person's a douchebag. Like, if you're mocking somebody and trying to pretend who they are, Like that's the way he was coming out. So I don't know. I hope that wasn't him. The twins in this episode I thought were just adorable. And I love the ending. I love that they take a chainsaw, like they figure it out by him having the sunburn and all that. And they take a chainsaw and they cut him straight up the middle, and then we see that like side shot of like them laying in bed with his half body on each side, and then it like pans around and we see like his body's been split up the middle, and then they do that like last shot where it's like showing both of them in frame and it looks like they're laying with two of him. Awesome. What a fantastic ending. I love it. So this is definitely one of my favorite episodes for sure. I just had a blast with it, but that doesn't mean I don't have a ton to say about the logic in this. It doesn't make any damn sense. This was directed by Joe Silver, which is interesting because it's the only thing he ever directed. This is a very, very famous producer of film, and this is his first thing. So it's pretty damn cool. The story doesn't make a whole damn lot of sense, but I thought overall this was just a fun ass episode. I could have used a little more Burt Young. I felt really bad for him that he took advantage of a guy who was like trying to bury his kid. Actually kind of reminded me a lot of Hard Eight by Paul Thomas Anderson. So I'm curious on if he got any type of inspiration from this episode, but I don't know. I think I'm stretching there, but it just reminded me of Hard Eight. Which, if you haven't seen Hard Eight, I love Paul Thomas Anderson's early work so much. Anyway, let's move on.